guys? Good. Ooh, good day. If y'all hear something that sounds like a loud fan, that's because that's exactly what it is. My video from yesterday, in that video, I got stopped in the middle of the video and I told y'all that the devil is a hater, okay? And quite frankly, is. My video has taken like literally 20, it's taken like 20 hours just to export. Maybe I just need to get a new software. Who knows? But I pay for this, and girl, no, I think I might just got confirmation I do. We're gonna look into that. Honey. You ain't gonna stop me from talking. You ain't gonna stop me from sharing. You ain't gonna stop me from talking. You can't stop what's meant to be. Anyway, baby, throat chakra. Funny enough, last night I was working on my throat chakra. I was listening to some frequencies, doing my thing. And so I was working on that last night because, honey, I just woke up. I told y'all I come here when I just wake up. Unless it's a situation where I just really can't do it before. Anyway, let's keep doing. So, I was working on my oldest child, girl. I was working on my throat chakra last night. So, y'all. And ironically, the pants that I have on are blue. So, I don't care. I'm in the zone. Like, out of the zone. And I'm going to keep doing this every freaking day that I possibly can. Because, why? Because I love to do this. And anyway. So, honey, yesterday, I went to fix up my router table and do what I told y'all that I was going to do. See, now this video might be dropping a little later. I don't know. I'm praying that's going to that's going to save faster and I can be able to go ahead and get it out. We shall see. Either way it go, y'all going to get it. So, excuse me. So I got off work and I started working on my router table. I was bumping some music, girl, having me a grand time yesterday. Just vibing out to a bunch of stuff that I really have not heard in a long time. Because I have one of these music streaming apps. No free promo. One of these music streaming apps. And I finally started using it, girl. That's all. So, boom. I found a bunch of my songs I hadn't heard in a long time and whatever. So, I was vibing out and I did that. So, it ran me over in time with coming in here to edit. So I didn't get to edit until I got out the shower, which was about maybe like 6 something. Was it like 6 something? I think it was like 6 something. Girl, I came in here, I got in the shower at like 6 something. So I ended up starting like 7 something. I set my clock, I had an hour and something till 8:20. I was supposed to be cooking and everything. Everything went haywire. I'm trying to edit my little flow that I had going. it wouldn't let me go back to the presets was supposed to be saved. I can't even see where to access a preset that was saved. So just a whole lot going on that slowed down my process, but it's okay. So slowed down my process, but it's okay because I hop right back on the wagon and bonked out. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's currently saving as we're speaking, and it started saving at like 9 p.m. It is currently 8:13 a.m. So yeah, okay, you can do great math. Anyway, I don't know if I said it, but good day. I hope y'all doing good per usual, but y'all might be going through the time that I'm going through, girl. And last night I was watching my people, and they was just talking about what's going on out here, and I'm like, well, that would explain it, because when I went outside the other night to take the trash out, I was looking. I'm like, is that a full moon? Very much so. It's in big and it's in pretty. So yeah, y'all, I used to really go outside. Like when I worked at this job where I used to work overnight, I miss it. I don't miss the job itself, but I miss working overnight. Anyway, so when I used to work overnight, I used to walk on my lunch breaks. So my lunch break like 3 a.m. I'm just gonna say. I used to walk to, so where the building was, there was some apartments over there. It was like a big circle. And so my job in the middle of the circle. And it had like an apartment complex right here. Beside the apartment complex was just like a little piece of water. I guess in connection with the rest of the water that was on back that way. It's a bridge back that way. Whatever. So honey, I used to go out there and it's like the little water, but it's the hill like right here. So I just stood at the top of the hill. So I used to be standing up there, and it got an actual walk path all around the whole full circle thing. So I used to sometimes just walk around the circle, whatever. I'm a night owl, as they say. So I would just be out there just chilling, just looking at the sky, just vibing, really, just really in my zone. I used to be listening to my little people with whatever. And during that time was a real, like, specifically that time was right after my situation that occurred that caused my awakening. And I had already been working towards my awakening. Honey, I was already in motion. Because the months leading up to, I was just like going through it. When I say I was just, it was just like, bro, you can't keep doing this. Because I started asking myself, like, why am I living in the same cycles? It's like everything would just be like replaying. Maybe one or two things would change. Everything else was just like a repeat. Year after year, around the same time every year. So that's a power in itself. Learning that right there, girl, my guy, bro, I'm telling you, sir, ma'am, like for real. So it started there, and I had to really like take myself serious. But I still kind of was, it's like I knew I wanted to change, but I didn't make a drastic change until I had to. But the moment that I knew something had to change was the day I sat at work. I sat at work one day, and I just cried. I didn't care who saw me or nothing. I just cried, bro. Like, I just sat there and just let it out. Yeah, so I just sat there and let it out. And I don't think nobody saw me, but if they did, I wouldn't care. I was just sitting at the computer, and it just started coming out like, bro, I can't keep doing this all my life. This can't be life. So, over time, and then I also went to somebody's house, like on my lunch break, because they was up too. We worked the same shift. So, I think they just didn't come to work that day, but man, I went over there, and bruh, before I went over there and made the decision to actually go, I was on my lunch and I just sat in the car like right by, because I was headed to the gas station too. But I stopped at the gas station that's like right by the apartments, and then there's another gas station that I typically get gas from. So I'm like, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, bruh, what am I about to do? Because I'm like, I'm about to call in and take my home, because girl, I'm over it. I can't, bro, I'm done for. I can't right now. And so I ended up calling her, and then I went over there and I talked to her, and I'm just like bawling. She in there cleaning up. I'm just in there like, it's like 4 a.m. It's like 3 or 4 a.m., bro. She in there cleaning up. I'm just like, bruh, I can't. We talked for like 2 hours, if not more. So I definitely called in. But then I ended up going to the house and blase, blase. So after that, it was probably like a couple weeks, a couple months later. And then the situation happened. After the situation happened, I pretty much went on a binge of cutting everybody off. Literally. I just cut everybody off. After that, probably like for a month to 2 months, I was just going through like, look, this ain't working. This ain't working, man. You ain't been a benefit to my life, or you don't have no constant in my life. This just ain't working. And I think that stretched up to like a year. It was one person left, really. And that was the same person whose house I went to. And I think that happened maybe like, it may have happened like a couple months, maybe a year later. Excuse me. A couple months, it may have been a year, I don't even know. I don't even think it was a year. It was a couple months later. I think it was this all happened at the end of like October. When like the awakening situation happened in October. Then the next year in like March was when CO hit. And then after that it was like, yeah, it's time to, you the last piece, baby. You gotta go. It ain't aligning no more. Like having like people around and it just don't align no more. It's like y'all not moving forward at all, and they're also like in the same circle, same cycle. It's not growing. It gotta go. It gotta go. And your words don't mean anything. Your actions show me everything. So yeah, man, it's like I just can't keep allowing you to drag me along. And then also, I cannot keep dragging people along. So yeah, I just went on a spread cutting everybody off, and I just really did a full reset, which is why now to this day I really don't talk to nobody outside of my mama, my grandma, and my auntie, really. Um, so, and of course the person who's here. So, outside of that, girl, bruh, it. And like, I changed my phone number. Finally, I changed my phone number, which I had that phone number since I was when I first got the phone in middle school. So I finally changed my phone number, and I'm just like, everything was just changing. Everything was just flowing. Everything just moving. Everything just going. And I really took that time for that full year to really work on me, to really clear things from me. That's why I said, bro, I done been through that cycle of stuff just replaying and like going over and over and over again. I can't live that life, baby. I can't live that life. I'm not in a circus, man. I'm not doing it. So I tell anybody who's around me, you have to love growth. You have to love change, because I love growth. I love change. Though I might not do super different things every day, but that's just because I'm building. You know what I mean? When you're building, you have consistency doing things that work. You know what I mean? Or testing out to see what works. And then you understand that there's going to be a period where things are going to shift and things are going to change. But I have just learned my flow of life. So, yeah. Now, sometimes what do happen 100% is you get stuck in other people's cycles, or you, as me, being me, a person who, like, I'm naturally a helper. I'm naturally somebody who's going to, what I'm sitting here doing talking to y'all, I'm naturally going to be someone who's willing to share my experiences and also help other people move through what they're going through, right? Or sometimes just being a smiling face, good energy, man. And sometimes you are really depleting yourself by pouring into other people, and you have to recharge. So me, just again, because I'm still learning, always. I'm always still learning. So then you have to get back on your track and get your flow back going and stick to your boundaries. But I also understand again that's when new things come in your life, it changes up your structure, right? Like that's just what it is. It changes up the things in the room. It might not change up your structure or your foundation, I'll say, but it does change the structure of the room. But it does not necessarily change your foundation. It can, depending on what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with. But again, it goes back to once you stop pouring so much into yourself and you're not recharging yourself, then you don't really have no boundaries. And so starting out with a lot of things throughout my life, there's no boundaries. So you have to work to figure out those boundaries. So with those type of things, it's kind of like you have to give yourself grace. But you also have to make sure that you stick into your goddamn guns. Okay? Okay. Alright? Once you get that flow, put a stake in it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Who get it, get it. Who don't, they just don't. It is what it is. But my biggest thing, if you have people around you when you're going through that period, communicate. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, I ain't got to tell you everything. True, you don't have to tell me everything, but if you would like to have a decent relationship, especially if we have to coexist, then it makes sense to communicate what's going on with you if it's going to possibly affect what's going on with me. You know what I mean? And not just communicating, but properly communicating and making sure that we both have a clear understanding of what's being stated. And yeah, girl, that's that. Hold up. So yeah, girl, that's that. But baby, you really have to make sure you are working on yourself and pushing things through, because we all have things that are always going to be trying to claw at us. Claw. This tries to claw, okay? Every day is something. As you know. If it ain't in your own household, it's somewhere out there, somewhere over there. So you really just have to speak life over your life. And speak peace, love, kindness, and not just from you giving it out, but you also being able to receive it. And also just manifesting you coming in contact with that type of energy more often. Because the life that some people live, you'll never have to live that life just because that's just not meant in your path. And vice versa for other people. You know, for some people it's a harder life and that's just what it's going to be. They just have to figure out their groove, you know? They have to figure out, how do I maneuver in this life that has been given to me? So, and I'm going to give you a great example. For people who have fallen on hard times, or some people who just have never really had that normal life ever, and they've always been on the streets, right? But they get to a point where they understand, hey, maybe I'm meant to walk in these trenches. You know what I'm saying? Maybe walking in these trenches ain't necessarily a negative thing, because if I ever need somewhere to stay, if I ever need somewhere to wash my butt, if I ever need somewhere to eat, I've always had it. You know what I mean? And I'm out here, and when these people come in contact with me, from the richest of the rich to the poorest of the poor, I'm still able to help these people. Like, see, now this gets me. But we all really, for real, have different walks in this life and different paths. And the connection to it all is crazy when you really think about it. But you really do have to be somebody who is aware and conscious of what happens around you and what happens in this life, and not so stuck on, girl, what you think this is. Cause my guy, bro, what you think this is, it ain't. It probably ain't that. So, yeah. I just want to say this, and I'm probably about to be out of here. Make sure y'all are focusing on your life path, understanding why you are here, and continuously growing. And just like not letting anything weigh you down, not letting anything stop you from achieving the goals you have of being a great human being. You always are going to have something going on. And the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is figure out your cycles of life, your flow of life. Because most times, all you have to do is look at the past few years in your life. You know, I'm just used to seasons. During the summer, this is normally my vibe and what I'm feeling. During the winter, this is normally my vibe, this is what I'm feeling. During the fall, this is what I go through. During the spring, this is what happens. Look at your life and find out what that is. Understand that it may change. The more you change, it could change. But at this point in time currently, just take that, man, and really just do a self-evaluation. Just take 24 hours. One day that you are off work, just take that 24 hours and just sit down and just be in it. After that, you are going to, and then ask for what you need to see. After that, girl, bruh, you're gonna be in motion. I'm trying to tell you, cause you can, once you, oh, let me tell you this, once you ask to see, you can't unsee it. So don't ask if you ain't ready. Okay? And don't go off on a freaking tangent doing crazy stuff and going wild once you know what you know. Keep it P. Don't trip. Just do what you need to do. Don't trip. Just do what you need to do. Okay? For some people, have enough respect to communicate to them what's what. No matter how their response is going to be, what their response is, do it for you. Okay? But anyway, I guess that's my tidbit for the day, So this ladybug been in here, honey. And it didn't pop out until I started recording. It came out the woodworks, so yeah. I did what I needed to do today, which is push through and keep going and making it to do day 4 for you all. Regardless of what was against me and what I thought or assumed may stop me. Because guess what? I made the decision that nothing is going to stop me. And it's not. So, I believe that in my spirit. And I'm doing it. So, once you believe and you do, I mean, the results are where they're going to be. Great. Funny enough, if you know, you know what the thumbnail says for day 3 video. So that's what it is. That's what it is. And I didn't think about that just now, but it is what it is. So yes, y'all have a beautiful day. I'm gonna have a beautiful day. I don't know what I'm going to do, but one thing I do know is my check need to hit. Okay, I'm about to check it when I'm done, because I got things to do on tomorrow. Okay, and our grass should be getting cut today. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave that comment alone. I was just gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do, but it's okay. I'll share it another time. All right, y'all be easy. Y'all be light. And again, I'm Shay, and what I have is my personal knowledge and opinion. The only law is universal law. Universal law. So, hey, I just speak from my experience, baby. If y'all know back in the day when I had my other videos, I used to do my little, that's just me. It's my done.